People talk a lot about being awake, but what does that really mean? The entire modern political system, the entire modern media system is about putting you into a controlled paradigm of limited information. And all of the major markers show that IQs are dropping, cognitive ability is imploding. People are becoming more and more ignorant, more and more shuttered, more and more on a psychological and spiritual reservation. To be free, I'm not saying you have to believe what Alex Jones believes. I'm simply saying you have to get outside that controlled reservation of globalist social engineering and think for yourself and realize there's a wider universe of mystery and majesty all around us. And that as long as we stand for individual freedom, as long as we stand for the individual to be able to try to live out their own destiny, we are brothers and sisters no matter what color we are or what region of the world we come from. That truly unifies us. The globalists are trying to create an artificial construct where they unify us around the idea of a central control system where we don't criticize anybody or we don't have any basic free will, and we take the central directives from a planned economy, a planned computer-driven system to decide what jobs we have or where we go to school or where we travel or what we have for dinner. They're selling collectivism as the idea of giving up our individuality. That's counterfeit collectivism. True collectivism in the human sense is totally individual and totally independent and absolutely democratic. Democracies in a mass sense are very dangerous. You can get 51% to vote to make the other 49% slaves. That's why in a republic, basic liberties of all, including the minority, are protected. But in a democracy of the free market, where you vote for the music you like by what you listen to and what you support, where you vote for the food you like by what you buy and what you promote, where you vote for the education you like by where you send your children or where you go for secondary education. That is the true diversity. That is the true unifier. And we've seen in the last few weeks tragic Islamic attacks in Europe and the Middle East and also here in the United States on lesbians and gays and others. And it's really been a big wake-up call for these people that believe the state cares about them to understand that this state and other states have brought in these radical Islamics because they're more compatible with what the globalists want to build than an open, free society. And to see gun shops all over the United States, like right here in Texas, in Houston, offering people free shooting lessons and free training, reaching out to them and saying, gun owners don't hate you. Gun owners, on average, aren't bigots. Gun owners want you as a human to be able to protect yourself and even the odds when some monstrous killer comes in to take your lives and others. That's what it's all about. That's why guns are this great equalizer. It's why the establishment pushes to take guns from the general population, because they want to be the only ones with the guns. And I know that's incredibly simple, but it's true. Every other nation on earth, except for a few like Switzerland, have taken the guns from their people, and they're all moving steadily into corruption, into authoritarianism. The few nations that haven't taken the guns, like Switzerland, have the lowest crime rates in the world, the highest standards of living, because they're truly citizens. They're truly trusted by the state. The people are the state, and so they are empowered. They have choices. They have great freedom. They have lower taxes because, ladies and gentlemen, they are the state. We need a small state because we need to have the manifestation of our individual will through a collective be minimized, because historically it's so incredibly dangerous. But that's because that's collectivism centralized and focused like a laser. It can be destructive. But when true individually expressed collectivism, these are my own views, but everyone sees them as evident of truth because they're universal, they're obvious truth, prima facie. When individuals make choices, that is the crowdsourcing of common sense, and that is the ultimate in the expression of free will by individuals, but in a collective spectrum that truly brings us the Renaissance and the huge palette of choices we have today. Let's continue to discuss the nature of the world and how to truly break the matrix and become free. And again, I don't have all the answers, my friends. I simply understand basic universal truths throughout time immemorial that have empowered and unleashed the true potential of humanity.